as you saw in the first two clips, I have to apologize. My throat's been a little under the weather. Came off a really wicked case of bronchitis. The first two clips, you saw myself walking two of our dogs. Now, granted, that was taken probably about at least a good month ago. It's dark. I'm dressed in dark. I have no lighting, no reflective. It's snowing. Unless you're pretty close to me or you're on the same block or under the same street light, I'm going to be kind of hard to see. In the next clip, you see me just with a little flashing light. Definitely it's better than nothing. So what brings me to today's topic is it's going to be night safety. I alluded to it in previous videos that I want to do something on night safety. It's one that I find is incredibly important. It's really overlooked. It's not something we think about. And just in case you're just turning in and you don't really know who I am, this is Outdoor Canine, and I am still your host, Chad. So we're just going to dive right in. The first video of the dark, I have two dogs. Granted, the person filming was my daughter. It's not safe in any way, shape, or form. The next clip, you saw at least something illuminated, but maybe that's just not enough, or it's not really appropriate. So I'm going to cover some gear that I've used not only just with dogs, I've used at work. For several years, I was fleet maintenance for a heavy hauling firm. So I was outside. If it was a type of weather, I was out in it. Trucks break down in all kinds of weather. Don't know what's out there. I mean, even just a short 20-minute walk, weather conditions could go from it's just dark to some sort of heavy rain, heavy snow. So I just want you to be out there, be prepared, and be seen. One of the biggest parts of safety is being seen, and not just being seen by motorists, being seen by other people walking. I come around a corner, they didn't see me, they didn't hear me, it's dark, I got a dog. Best to just be visible at all times, but especially at night. This video said I live in a small town. Maybe north central Pennsylvania, northeast Pennsylvania. So again, we're affected by that. Hey, daylight savings, it's 5 o'clock, it's already getting dark. Granted, this is being filmed, I believe, February 1st. So days are starting to very slowly get a few minutes extra of daylight. So as I went over in in the lead reviews, I'm going to just quick touch back on that. I have the Wilder dog that I talked about. Has, again, built-in reflective lighting. Reflective strips. I use this a lot at night. It's pretty much my go-to at night. It illuminates very well and catches light, reflects light. So if nothing else, at least your lead can be illuminated. Going, again, sticking with the leads, which I'm just going to lightly touch on because I did an entire video just on the leads. So I don't want to bore you again. I have the light up one that I reviewed. There we go. See, it lights up. Different patterns. I've seen it used around town, and I was actually shocked. I can't speak if it's this exact brand. I can't say it was that one, but I can say, at least as a dog walker, when you're walking down the street, you see them approaching you. They also have them with collars. I don't have access to it right now. My daughter has, instead of red, she has a blue one, flat collar that lights up. Uses the same 3 patterns: faster blink, slow blink, and steady. Fantastic. When she uses the lead and the flat collar, granted, the flat collar is pretty much on there just for the lighting. It's not something she uses as a securing method. Again, going back to when I reviewed the leads, these are light duty, and she's walking a Belgian Malinois. not a light duty dog. So there's just a touch up on the leads. There are other illuminated or reflective dog options. We've all seen the vests, the tactical vests, the true working dog vests, the little smaller ones that may just be more fashion oriented than maybe more what you would actually use to secure your dog. Many of them come with reflective options, reflective panels you can buy. So I won't delve too much into them. I also don't happen to have one that would be really, I could show you that you can do that, because I don't use that, especially at night. So one thing I did find, I tried to use this. It's probably me, and it didn't work out well, or at least it didn't work for me and my dog. It's basically a small harness. Again, that big stripe is reflective material, and this thing is every which way but straight. I didn't have much luck having it on, let alone really keeping it where I wanted it and how I wanted it. They also have a matching, which I don't actually have in front of me, a matching flat collar, same reflective material. I can say that that is one of those things, much like my daughter does with the illuminated collar. I can put that on as just a decorative flat collar out of the range of the prong, and it catches light and it definitely reflects. So if you're looking at least keeping your dog illuminated or reflective, those are options. So you have light up lead, reflective leads, reflective flat collars, pseudo harness. I had no luck with it. Maybe you do or will, but it's not one I had. And that reflective harness and flat collar that I'm talking about, the match, that was actually a Walmart purchase. I'm not picking on the quality. I just had no luck with it. Yeah, I mean, it's not even a name. I can't even tell you what to look for. But I'm sure local Walmart would have something similar. Another option, which you actually did see in the video, is I got this also at Walmart. It is battery operated. I guess it's mimicking like a Sialoom. You have steady, there's a flash, and then there's off. I actually like this thing. It's really, it's Featherlight. And you saw from the video, which again is a cell phone video, which some of my old phone, it's much brighter than it actually looks. And what you can't see is how that is attached is, it has a small opening there. Like you could probably, what I did was fit a thin split ring on there, and it clipped the hasp on my lead, and it hangs there. It wasn't large enough to bounce around, smack her in the back of the head. It's ultralight, so it didn't interfere with any kind of commands. It wasn't weighing it down, so there was constant pressure on her prong, as in like it was giving a false correction. But it definitely worked. Something you could easily use, not just on how I secured it on the back of the collar, but you could, with a belt clip, you could easily just click it on the back of your belt or however you choose. Again, it was 99 cents. I don't know if it was a clearance item or how I got it, but I actually had to pick it up like 4 of them. It works well. I've used them at night and never had an issue. I've actually, people have seen it, and as I'm walking towards them, they have actually given me birth. Whether that's just because they saw me or at least they caught a glimpse of a light and said, okay, there's something moving there, I should move over. Again, sometimes that's all you need. If they move a foot, I mean, that's a foot you maybe didn't have earlier. But also, it's not just you're out walking, so you want to have yourself seen. Of course, you want your dog seen, or whoever's with you as well. But I don't have video, and this is difficult to get. And the camera that I'm recording with just doesn't do very well in low light conditions. About 2 blocks from my house, I'm like, I'll take a different route when I'm walking. It's dark. There was absolutely no street lighting on that block, either side for 1 block. Whether they were blown out, there was none installed, they were just not functioning, I don't know. But there was 1 full block of just ambient light from homes. No vehicles even came down the block, so I didn't even get illuminated by headlights. So it was all natural lighting, and it was probably about 10:30 at night. It was ugly, it was dark. It didn't get dark enough for your eyes to fully transition to night vision, which would give you an advantage. But it didn't get bright enough for your vision that you did have to really be able to pick out any kind of detail. So I'm going to come to another section, which is for yourself, carry a flashlight. I spent, like I said, years as fleet maintenance, so I carry a flashlight in my pocket 24/7. If I have, if I leave the house or even in the house, it's in my pants pocket. Now, again, let's see if we can do it like this. If you're going to ask, how many lumens is it? I don't know. I have 2 like this. This is uses 2 AAA, and actually have a rechargeable one. I believe is even brighter than this. It just uses your regular USB-C, like cell phones and most electronic devices that are not Apple take. You plug it in, and it's good to go. It's even smaller, even lighter. I actually got these. I'll give you a brand. It's Cornwell Tools. Literally, if you're a mechanic or you work in that kind of field, you know who Cornwell Tools is. It's a tool truck like Snap-on or Mac. So it's not like you can go to the store and buy this exact model. But I used to use this thing at work, and I worked out in the yard, and it was pitch black, and I could pick up I could see small items. So if you're walking in an environment and you're like, I can't even see the ground, I don't even know what I'm stepping on, you can easily just pull this out. You have a momentary on, and then you have click it, and it's always on. Any flashlight, there are videos on YouTube about flashlights. You can go to Walmart and buy like a 1, AAA or 2 AAA or 1 AA, whatever, Energizer flashlight that is a flashlight and will at least illuminate where you're walking. If you're going to be walking in an area that has probably more of an extended darkness, right outside of my town, they have walking trail that runs along the state road, which you're pretty safe on. But again, there is no street lighting on that road. There's no overhead lighting. So if you want to walk there, that's fine, but we're given to something else. And again, I used to wear this at work, so I'm very familiar with this one. It is made by Nebo, N-E-B-O. It's literally it's probably not adjusted, but it's a headlamp. A simple headlight. I mean, we've all seen these things. Energizer makes some. Everyone makes these things. You have, on. And if you adjust, you can adjust the brightness as well. And this is all LED. So, you have another setting. You have solid red, if you're worried about losing your night vision. And it has a flashing red as well. 3 AAA battery. I actually do believe I paid anywhere from $25 to $35 for this. I actually bought it at a Trans Edge dealer. Comfortable, kind of awkward if you're not used to wearing a headlamp, and you find yourself doing kind of weird gyrations because you're not used to having them. It tilts up and down some. But if you're going to be walking somewhere and you know you're going to be in extended darkness, you question uneven ground. If you're walking, this thing's moving because you just have natural movement. Traffic's going to see that illumination and be like, okay, at least know there's somebody walking over there. Again, I can't speak for every headlamp. They're all different. I had one that did the exact same function, paid a lot less money for it, and got a lot less use out of it. This thing's actually probably about 2 years old, and I'm never, it's relatively water resistant. Headlamps are great. If you wear a baseball cap, this isn't something it's not comfortable to wear directly on your head. Another thing is, carry yourself. Most of us predominantly always have a cell phone. You do have a flashlight on your cell phone. Normally by the time I figure out how to turn the flashlight on, someone else already has, or I just give up. Again, I have a flashlight with me almost all the time, so that's not an issue. Another thing is, for safety, is phone calls. We're already talking about you're out. I'm sorry, I'm still covering off of this. So if you're out walking, and again, we're talking about you don't see where you're walking, tripping, falling, ankle twisting, all the injuries that can come from an unexpected fall, at least have a cell phone. So that if the unthinkable does happen to you or your pet, you can call for help. Going back to personal lighting, I believe I have 2 of these, and they came from 2 separate vendors. It appears to be like a bicycle reflector, bicycle light. If you're in an urban environment and you see a lot of people riding at night, they often have these. It has so many patterns that I'll just quick scroll through to at least get it off. That there's so many different lighting patterns. Again, it's bright in here. This camera is not exactly the highest quality. I actually used to use this on the side of the road. I had my headlamp on, and this would actually click on the back of the band, and I would turn this on, or it would clip it to the back of my shirt. If it was summertime, it would click. I would actually click this onto my belt itself, and it has a belt loop. It's bright. It is eye-catching. It's not something you want. If there's 2 of you walking, you don't want to be behind a person who's it's on, because it is ridiculously blinding. And it also is reflective, as if it was a regular bike reflector. So even if you don't have it on, or the batteries die, it's at least going to give some light back. I had originally bought one at a big box retailer. It works great. I use this on the side of the road doing fleet maintenance. It works great. I've used this around town. Again, I pity the person who's walking up behind me or driving behind me, because it is ridiculously bright. It does use multiple batteries. Believe it or not, it's still actually pretty good on battery life. I didn't go through these often, and I used it pretty heavily. It holds 2 AA's. And the other retailer was, I believe, Amazon. I believe I found it on Amazon. It came, I'm pretty sure it was the exact same thing I had bought at Dick's. It also means I'm pretty sure the one I bought on Amazon was significantly cheaper. That's another option. Another option is clothing. Like you saw in the video, I'm wearing a black jacket. I have a black hoodie on. I think I have a hood up in it. You need more than that. that brings us to things like reflective clothing. Yes, the infamous, nothing says I want to look like a walking lemon than vests like this. This is, again, this actually did come from Amazon as well. The company is Quick Safety, Kwik Safety. If you're going to be walking, I can tell you that 300 to 400 feet away, light hits these vests, it's going to catch attention. I know they're not pretty, but if nothing else, these will catch attention. And it's the same type of thing that you see firefighters, police, EMS, any first responders. Again, myself, I was a mobile mechanic, for the lack of better words. I wore this. The biggest thing is to be seen and to be visible and to catch attention. I understand, and I can be corrected. People will be like, well, people who are drunk and driving, they're attracted to that like moths. They see something bright and eye-catchy, and they tend to steer their vehicle to it because that's the direction they're looking. Yeah, that's correct, and that's science. I haven't come across that yet, but what I have come across is I'm trying to cross the street in the dark, and I want to be seen as I'm crossing the street. Not saying, oh yeah, I walked out in front of these 3 cars, why didn't they see me? You should be walking out in front of 3 cars. But you should at least give yourself, proper distance to cross the street. Have something on that's lit and illuminated. We can think back to, at least when I was a kid, the pumpkin flashlights they gave out on Halloween. My school gave them out. Always carried a flashlight when you went trick-or-treating. Why? Because you were seen and you were visible, and that meant safety. Was it 100% effective? No. Are people 100% be paying attention to you? No. Or can you have every single one of these things on, turned on, flashing, and still get hit by a car because someone is trying to figure out how to load your DVD or load your CDs or DVD if you have one of the rear ones for your kids? And they're looking down and they're not paying attention, they pop the curb and boom, there you are. Yeah, it can't prevent that. That's just where you're kind of hoping that people are watching where they're driving. But being illuminated, having lights, not just so you can be seen by vehicles, but so you can see where you're walking. I have been walking, and there's street lights above me. I have still tripped over cracks, loose bricks that I didn't see, and that's in clear, dry weather. Be able to see where you're going as well. Do you want to be the guy that walks around wearing a green vest, a headlamp, giant flashing light behind you, glow sticks on your dog? I don't know. Maybe you do. Maybe you don't. Maybe you're just like, I need something because, the other day I was walking across the street. Some guy, I don't know how he didn't see me. I even had the green crosswalk and he just turned out on me. Well, maybe he didn't see you. Or maybe he did. He just didn't care. I'm wearing reflective. Light's going to hit me. Bounce that light back. And let's hope that that's giving people enough time to be like, something over there is reflective and moving. I should probably take notice, slow down, and or move over. You don't want to trip and fall. And also, you don't know. You're walking your dog yelps. Did he step on something? Did something poke him? At least now you have an ability to stop and look. Hey, is there something wrong with my dog? You drop your keys in the snow. I've lost a pair of keys in the snow. I did find them about 2 hours later, but I actually have lost keys in snow. So at least with a flashlight, if you drop something, especially keys that tend to be metal and reflective, it can give you a little something extra to at least out. You get home, porch light goes out. You forgot to turn the porch light off or turn it on. Someone else turned it off. You still got to see to get the keys in. Some of us can't quite see to do that. You have a flashlight. You know, again, as I explained, my environment changes. 2 blocks away, it was pitch black. But I can walk down the street I live on, one side of the block may not have lighting, one side does. So you're going to bounce back and forth across the street, which you're kind of adding to your safety issues by crossing over. The key is just be seen, be safe, learn how to cross traffic. I know that sounds pretty easy. Don't just walk out. If you have crosswalks and the little push button things, use them. Again, that's not a guarantee. Sometimes it's not just being seen, it's just being smart. You can wear all this material and you stand out, you walk right out in traffic, you hit like, oh, I had all this gear on, how didn't you see me? Well, they did see you, they had 10 feet. They're doing 35. Yeah, you kind of had it coming. Be aware of your surroundings, situational awareness. Again, I mentioned that one before. There's tons of videos on situational awareness. Having a flashlight, minimum. Having something reflective on you, or, flashy. We all love flashy. Have something like that. Just little simple things that literally take seconds to throw in your pocket. To quick throw the vest on. If it's wintertime and you're worried about this vest, buy an extra. Buy two. Some of them are extremely affordable. You can buy two, one in your proper size, and you can buy one that's much larger. I have two, one that fits me in a t-shirt like I'm wearing now, and I have one that's much larger that I can wear a hoodie, a heavy winter coat, and I can wear that on top, and it fits fine. There's no restriction. The nice one I showed has pockets galore, radio, cell phone, even has what you can be converted to tree pockets if you wanted. Again, you can just hang it right by your door. You can have a little like an EDC tray by your door, where you just throw a couple items on there that when I walk my dog, I grab these things and you throw them in your pocket, throw them in your purse, whichever you want to do. Observe. Just make sure traffic's slowing down. If you look out and say, I don't think that guy's slowing down, whether he sees you or not, he just may not slow down. Let him pass. You don't have a statement to make. You have yourself and your dog or dogs. Your safety is always going to be paramount. If something doesn't look good, like I probably shouldn't walk, don't. If you don't think that car is going to slow down, stop. Prepare for him not to. Don't move. If the sidewalk in front of you maybe looks a little icy or a little uneven, use your flashlight. Check it out. It's something this isn't right. It also works great. Is there something moving in that bush over there? Is that a skunk? Flash your light on it. If something steers back at you, goes, ah, chances are you don't want to mess with it because it's going to be some rodent that's probably pissed at you for waking him up or disturbing his meal. Now, I should probably stop and I should probably back off and give this guy some berth. But until next video, stay safe, stay consistent, train hard. Come back next week. I probably will even sound better. Maybe there'll be a new host. Maybe I'll be able to find someone else who'd be dumb enough to do this. Who knows? But until then, this is my channel. I'm Chad. This is Outdoor Canine. Have a good day.